When you're out of it, you're not coaching. I've got a lot of people have called me over the last several years, and it just, you know what, when I hear it, or even call, and I've had someone call, say, do you want to talk to them? I said, no. To me, it's where the program's at. You know, I was able to come out here. I love the community. I loved being out here. I was able to see the facilities. Obviously, with getting to know Harp a little bit and the direction the program's at, what Barry's been able to do here. It was kind of weird, but I got the call, and I immediately was excited like I haven't been when I've gotten other calls.
Right.
And you know what? And it just kind of steamrolled from there. I kind of said, wow, I've gotten out here to see it. This is this is a great place. This is a special place. This is a place you can win championships. This is a place we can go recruit to. People are going to come out here and say, I want to be a part of this. You know, I mean, we have everything you need to become a championship program here, and that's what really excited me.
You mentioned the team meeting. What was the overall vibe and just message of that?
I was juiced. I don't know. You have to ask those guys. I got in. I was fired up. I was excited. The top priority for me, for them, introduce myself, get to know me, give them a quick idea of what it's going to look like moving forward, how we're going to embrace. I want to learn from them. Obviously, there's a great culture here. So I want to learn the culture and the things that they love, that they've embraced, and I'm going to add to it. And I want to learn that from all of them. But most importantly, I didn't want to go too overboard because we got a bowl game to play, and I don't want to distract them from getting that win.
What is your philosophy with the bowl? Are you going to be on the sideline in a box watch?
I'm going to let them take care of it. You know, I mean, if I am on the sidelines, you know, I might be running. I got to watch. I don't get a penalty. I'll be running, high-fiving guys, jumping on them, celebrating with everybody. But these guys have worked. The coaching staff here has obviously done a great job. And these players, and you look at the commitment. I mean, so few opt-outs. You see that with bowl games. These guys believe in the university. They believe in what they're doing, and they're going to go out there. And I want to see us get another great win.
How much do you know about the current roster, and what's your priority in trying to retain some of those guys?
Well, it's huge. You know, I mean, I talked to the team. I said, hey, I want everybody to stay. You know, I mean, like, I want to learn from them. You know, they've built this, and I haven't gone through. I mean, I'm not looking through saying, hey, we're going to get rid of some guys and bring in all my own guys. I want these guys. These guys have built it. I want them to be a part of it. Obviously, in today's world, in that light, it's a very different world of college football with the transfer portal. We're going to actively go out and recruit some of the best players in the country to come here. That's going to be our goal. But there's great players here already, and we'd like to keep them and have them be a part of it and have them continue to build the foundation that they've already started.
How much was in the negotiations important to you, the NIL and the collective, and what you can do with that?
I think it's huge for the future of college football. It's huge for this program, and I think, I've always felt for a long time UNLV is a sleeping giant, and I think Coach Odom started to wake that giant, and ours is to continue that. I mean, when you look at what we have here, the ability that we have here, and the support the city's going to give the team, and the excitement of the location, and I think the opportunity to build NIL here is going to be huge, that people are going to get behind this program, this team, and let us compete on a national level.
What about your staff? Have you started to work to put together a staff?
We're definitely working to put together a staff. I'd love to retain some of the people that are here. I'm sure there's some people that have a lot of these guys. You know, the success you have, there's opportunities for everybody. So we're going to work through that over the next couple of days of who's going to stay and, who has other opportunities that they want to move on and pursue those opportunities as well. But we're going to have a great list of candidates and people coming in to be on the staff.
You mentioned the portal and recruiting. How soon does that process have to start?
The portal?
Yeah.
We've been making calls already. I think I'll wait for this one. I was on the phone. I was on the phone the second I took the job to guys that are in the portal and just different players at every position, trying to go get top guys to come here. And I think there is a lot of excitement about where the program is from those guys.
Is there anything that you learned from, stepping away and doing TV for 3 years and sort of watching and sort of coaching?
I do. I think, in the change of college football and how it's evolved, I think it's a little bit easier for me being the outside looking in because it's almost evolved daily. And there's coaches, every coach I've talked to, like, hey, they're struggling to learn with portal dates this time, portal dates that time, NIL starting, different changing of signing dates. And it kind of was like a different issue that happened all the time. And I've gotten to see it from the outside in, really kind of absorb what's going on. and view how you have to change. You have to have a little different mentality than we've had in the past. In the past you look and you say, okay, we're going to build the program, ground up, and we have a bunch of, guys that have been here for 3, 4, or 5 years. You don't see that as much in college football, or guys that are fifth-year guys. We want to build it. We're going to recruit hard to recruit high school players to build a foundation. But we also understand there's going to be guys coming and going, and that's just part of the new game.
Will you go at least make contact with the class he just signed?
Absolutely. And I mean that's going to be a big part, and see those guys, and hopefully they want to come. Hopefully they came here because they understand the future of the program and what's going to happen. I'm sure there's a couple that, some obvious ones in there maybe that might not come.
Right.
When you go through the names on the list, that might, they might change their mind. But I think there's going to be a lot of guys that want to be a part of this.
Can you share a little bit more about your relationship with Barry Odom, like how that started?
I've known Barry like a long time. Back when he was the defensive coordinator, actually, we had the same financial advisor for a while, which was pretty funny. I know I tried to hire him once, but he was moving up and on in the ranks, and gotten to coach against him when he was the head coach at Missouri, and both as a coordinator and as a head coach. That's a quick one.
That's a good one.
That's a quick one.
That's a good one.
So we've just been in contact, been friends through the years, and obviously I have a lot of respect for him and what he's done here, and I imagine what he's going to continue to do in the future.
What was your thoughts on getting a Legion Stadium as a home for this team to play?
That certainly helps, right? Doesn't it? I mean, when you come out here, I always said there's a lot of programs you show up and say, okay, there's a lot of things we have to build. I mean, we have one of the. I can't imagine any one of the Mountain West Conference having any better facilities than us. There's not a lot of schools around the country that very few will have better facilities than this, and practice facilities. When you have that as your home stadium, and we don't have to drive an hour to get to that home stadium. That's a stadium right in our backyard. I think that is one of the things that makes this such a great place. And think of the fan experience of our fans that are going to get to come. Hopefully we continue to build it and continue to build that experience. The stadium they get to come see every single Saturday. That's a fantastic environment and great place to go play.
What was kind of your message to the team as they transition from Odom into your philosophy?
Well, I just said change is going to be change, and kind of wanted to get them to know me. I told them I chose them. None of them chose me. None of them have yet signed or decided to come to UNLV because I was here. I chose them, and I told them I will earn their respect as the coach, and they're going to earn my respect as players before they get on the field for us. And I think that's important. But I think it's really important to us that we get to know each other as a team. And they understood. I mean, when I talk about the effort we're going to play with, we'll be the hardest working team in the country. If hard work's not your thing, this is not going to be the place for you. If you don't want to be developed, this is not the place for you. You're going to come here, you're going to work hard, you're going to be developed on and off the field to be the best that you possibly can be and live to a championship standard in your life.
How would you describe your offensive system to people who may not be familiar around here?
Well, we're going to run the spread offense, and I think we're really one of the ones that created that. Urban Meyer and our staff a long time ago, 20-some years ago, we created this spread offense that everybody kind of runs at every level now. But I told him, that our philosophy is that to create advantageous matchups for our players and put them in a position to win. But as football evolves, and I've always believed this in the evolving part of the game, is our playbook's big enough that we can fit the players. If we can play ball control, we can play really up-tempo. We can throw it 60 times a game within our system, or we can lead the lead in rushing, lead the league in rushing. A lot's going to be based on our personnel and how we put them in a position to succeed on the field. But it gets around, as you see, like NFL teams have done now, and NFL teams have come to really adopt the system that we started a long time ago, how you're creating individual matchups by spreading people, moving people around, putting them in different positions all over the field, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, I was wondering, when you think of some of the maybe a Saban or a Jay Wright or a Krzyzewski who said, it's too much of a hassle anymore with the NIL and recruiting every single year. But it's different for some of you guys, right? I mean, it's just that passion that burns, or because it's like you mentioned, it's certainly a different game.
You know what? It's a very different game. But like I said, I felt alive. That team meeting, walking in. I love coaching. You know, coaching's been my life. It's what I've done. It's what I've done my entire life. And it's my passion. And I know the game's changed a lot, but just standing in front of those young guys in that room, that's what it's all about to me. That's, you know, I cannot wait till they get back. I can't wait to watch them play in this bowl game, but I can't wait till they get back. They become my team, and we're out there together as a family and a team out on the field, getting better, trying to win a championship.
How's the knee? You came to get it checked out here.
It was good. I actually had to have surgery on it, so they did. They did a great job. Our team doctors did a heck of a job. I got the surgery. I was laid up for a couple weeks, but I was better. So I'm fixed, ready to go.
Coach, a couple visits to Utah way back in the day, 2002 and 3, when you were with Urban Meyer and Mike Sanford and so forth. What do you kind of remember? When you look at it now and you think back then, it's a light year away from what it was.
Well, it's totally different, you know, and you see that, though. Even back then, you looked and you said, hey, this city has a lot to offer for kids all over the country. You know, I mean, we have a national brand. When you say UNLV, people know it. That's a national brand. And it's been a national brand for a long time. And maybe not always on the football field, but it's, you know, it started with basketball, but it's a national brand and it's on all of us, and it's that name recognition. And I always thought this could be a great place. And now when you look at the facilities we have, and you look at playing in Allegiant Stadium, I mean, I would have been a little nervous back at Utah. I always thought at Utah we were the half of the conference, in the Mountain West Conference back when we got there. I mean, it's changed. UNLV is the half of this conference now. I mean, this is the place to be.